Good afternoon or almost evening, friends. It's 7 o'clock on the west coast, 7 o'clock on the east coast, 5 o'clock on the mountain coast on our time, and I think 6 o'clock in the central time zone. Well, as you can see, it's time to cook. And I did get my hair cut. I went to Great Clips. They cut about an inch and a half off my hair. Feels so much better. It looks a lot better. I'm so much happier now. So let's get cooking, guys. Alright. So I'm just going to set the camera right over here. Got my apron on. Put it right there for now. Alright. There I am. Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do is put some cooking oil into the pan. So we need a little bit of cooking oil. Alright, spread it around a bit. Alright, so that's done. Alright, so what I did was I took an egg and I beat it up in the bowl just for dipping the sauce in there. Yep, very good. Alright. So then I got my crumbs, which I got. Open them up. I think I'll turn on. Oop, got my margarita, guys. Cheers. Love those pineapple margaritas. Alright. So I got some cornflakes here. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up my cube steak so that it's all even. Alright. Here we go. Get that knife. Where's that knife? Oh yeah. Got the knife. So I'm just gonna cut it in half because I'm not sure how much I'm gonna eat. This I think I'll just leave because this will be one piece right here. All right. So then I'm going to let's see. Oh yeah, you gotta cut open the box. Here we go. Now I'm just cutting open the cornflakes here so we can use that for the breadcrumbs. So what I'm going to do is rather than just, I'm going to take a little piece at a time. Let's see. Take about that much. We'll probably add more later, but for now, alright. So now, I'm going to, I'm just going to dip this in here. I'll do the big piece. Yeah. Dip it in here. Okay, woohoo. Get it all nice and moist. And put it on my little grill thing. I'm going to sprinkle some breadcrumbs. You can do a whole bunch, because it's pretty good to do a whole bunch. I've never tried these breadcrumbs before, but you know, they look pretty good. Flip it over, do more. You want to cover it all for a nice golden brown cooking. So as you can see, I covered it all. And now we are going to put it into the frying pan and cook it. Let's see, a little bit more. Oh, it would help if I turned on the stove, of course. I'm so forgetful sometimes. But yeah, this is a real no-brainer dinner, guys. Anybody can do this. And it's so easy. You don't need to do any really seasoning or anything because the chicken is the bread, it's already seasoned with everything else. You can add whatever you want, but I prefer not to. Yeah. So I'm going to add a little bit more. There we go. All right. And drop a little bit in there. There we go. Cover it up. Push it. Put it in there. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same for these two pieces here. So I'm just going to dip it in there. Woohoo! Sometimes it's just best to use your hand. I'll dip that in there, yeah. And you can just rub it in. Maybe a little bit more. Let's see. I had a choice between the panko and the cornflakes. So I never had the cornflakes ones before, but I think it'll be really good. Yeah, cornflakes. Can't go wrong with cornflakes. There we go. Drop it in there, and then pick it all up. Yeah, it's been kind of an unusual day today, guys. We had the governor talk about what happened over the weekend, having all these people open up in a restaurant that shouldn't have been opened up in the first place. Needless to say, they got their license suspended for violating everything, and well, that's the way it goes. You violate the law, you're going to get your license taken away. So, it's stupid. I don't think that they should have been open and jeopardizing everybody's lives in that way. So, there we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is starting to cook a little. So I'm just going to move this over. There we go. Gonna sprinkle it a little bit on top. So this will be really good. This will be a great dinner, guys. I mean, I have mashed potatoes and gravy. And I usually don't, cook too much, but I get tired of eating, like the processed food, and home cooking is always the best. So, that's how I see it. So we got more margaritas. Those margaritas are good. So I'm gonna. All right. So those are cooking now. Let me wash my hands and I'll show you how it looks, guys. I love this new sink. This sink is awesome. Yeah. So, okay. There we go. Alright. So as you can see, it's starting to cook. They're cooking. And then, in a little bit, we're going to flip them over and see how it looks. I think this one might be ready to flip over. Golden brown on the outside. But working in the food industry, I know that the temperature has to be 165 degrees to be done cooking. So, as you can see, they look really good. Let me show you real quick. They're cooking on both ends. I'm going to cook it a lot more because they're only done on the outside, so they need to cook a little bit more. So, alright guys, while this is cooking, I'm going to show you the mashed potatoes and the gravy, and I'll get this all together and then I'll show you the final completion. But this is pretty much, simple. So as you can see, they're cooking. They look really good. I'm going to have some more margaritas. Oh yeah, look at my huge kitchen light, guys. Isn't that awesome? I love it. It's just like, it looks really, it lights up the whole area. And it's pretty cool. So, alright guys, stay tuned for part 2, okay? So, don't go too far.